We'll get this one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Yep, I'll get it one day.
Our first session,
Super-
we did it.
super
We had a
professional.
first session, and it's gone downhill.
We've
since.
got it to almost
Yeah.
under a minute now, so that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Alright. So, what do y'all remember from last time?
Zombies.
Zambies.
Bear,
Zombies, yeah,
barricaded
we're,
us in-
yeah, we're
in
like
the
hiding in
basement.
the basement of
We,
the Golden Flame Inn.
We
Rabbit almost went
barricaded
gay,
the
and then didn't
ent-
because he got eaten.
yeah, we barricaded the entryway to the bar. We lit some zombies on fire, boarded up some doors, some windows.
I barricaded
Frank-
the windows outside.
I lit zombies on
Cellar.
fire. That was the
Frank
thing.
broke a bunch of bottles and then threw a bunch of nails on the floor, and we all have evacuated to the cellar.
Also, I met Donna and Dina, who are weird hags that have like a mystical teleporting library. I got a cool orb.
Yeah.
Our bunny friend woke up Tark in the back room of the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also failed to save a man. But
Yeah.
100%.
Did not get the magic item that was meant for me.
That's
Did not retrieve the
fine.
sword.
didn't get it. He didn't get it. Threw away one of your daggers.
The
All
zombies
around,
have it
you
now.
lost.
Yeah.
You lost in that endeavor.
It's been a bad day for Rabbit Man.
Man, Rabbit Man is just like, everybody's like, oh, this isn't the worst. And like, they're like, oh, zombies? Cool, we'll go hide. And Rabbit's like, I've lost everything.
I really lost one
We
of my
all-
weapons.
we
I
all-
lost a
We all
friend.
sort of,
He
we're all just
literally
like,
came back
oh,
to the inn covered in
let's
blood
start
with one of his
it, let's go.
daggers missing. I mean, what do you want here?
We all made it nice and safe into the tavern, and then Rabbitman comes barreling through like, I nearly died.
I nearly died.
Alright. Alright, so, with that, we can get started with the session, unless we all want to say what we're drinking, right quick.
Irish coffee, vanilla cream. There we go.
I was drinking a strawberry daiquiri. I might have to already get another.
The last of my Camelot mead.
All,
That shit's good.
Frank.
Water. I can answer that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Frank doesn't drink. He'll die.
Drinking my own tears.
Aw.
That's oddly depressing.
You said that as the thunder blew off in the distance.
That facts there.
Really.
There it is. Alright, so,
What about you, Alex? You drinking anything?
I'm having to keep it light since I have to drive Rachel to work later.
Fair enough.
So, I'm only going to be drinking 2 Stella Artois.
Stella Artois. Fancy.
Yee.
That is the favorite beer of the maker of the RWB Porsches, by the way.
Huh.
Fun little fact.
Why the hell do you know that?
Because
Michael
there's a
does a
cool
lot of
interview of
odd
him
facts.
just drinking Stella Artois and smoking cigarettes.
Remember,
would
you're
you not
speaking
know
to the
that?
group that has assorted knowledge of various things.
Okay.
None of it related.
Harrison understood what that was, and Tim. So I can't pronounce his name because he's Japanese, but like you pay him like $55,000, he'll make your Porsche cool and buy him a case of Stella Artois and a carton of cigarettes.
Yep. All right. So,
Alright.
Alex, how do you start our session off?
So, we start off this session with you all heading down into the cellar. Alright. The sounds of infected echo in the small cellar you see yourselves in. Bottles shattering, the moans and splintering of wood, but most notably the gargles and screams of the grotesque invaders above. And as you go look around, the cellar is a small dank room with simple stone floors with various shelves having different ornate vessels on them. Lining the walls are small stones that glow with this light emerald green that kind of just slightly illuminate the room. You see the bartender quickly gathering some rope, tying a knot onto the cellar and tying it to one of the shelves, making sure that it can't move. As he just plops down and just breathing heavily. And that's where we'll start.
Well, out of character here, I'm gonna admit, if the bartender wasn't gonna tie that off, I was about to pull up my block and tackle and pulley system that door shut. That was
You
not gonna.
still can.
Yeah.
Still
right
can.
there, yeah.
I'd rather keep my pulleys at this point. It ain't gonna move. He's got a shelf in it. It'll be fine.
Is there light down here?
Yeah, the I said there was like a small stones that lines the wall. They're like glowing, emitting this light emerald green glow.
All right. It's like dim light, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to set up my lantern then give us a little bit more light since
I was just gonna say, because of the situation we're in, I'm just gonna, unsheath my longsword slightly.
yeah,
Does
well,
any one of us have the light cantrip?
My longsword.
my lantern.
Fair. Unless you just want it on a random object in the room.
Well, my lantern doesn't have the cantrip, but it has oil.
It has
So
the-
And my
Exactly.
longsword doesn't have it either, but it has the effect of it, basically.
yeah, as I say,
Same,
like
same purpose.
yeah,
different
and like
means.
I have like think it's like 10 hours or something of like light from this before running out.
Plus, you don't have
Do you
light
have-
down there, so
I have a sword.
Well, like
always
it's dim.
light.
I want to
Yeah.
look around.
okay.
Speaking of which, I would like to look around and see if there's anything other than just like an empty room.
I would also like to look for cracks.
I'm not gonna look
Specifically
around. I'm gonna just,
cracks.
All right. So
I'm not gonna look around, but before you that, I'm just gonna go ahead and just get this out there so we can get it all lined up. I'm gonna go. Does anyone know what the fuck is going on? And that's all I'm gonna say. And then you can
Lucy
I
looks-
sort of.
Wait,
I
you're kind
sort
of
of
tall.
do.
Are you tall?
no,
No, you're my height. You're like 5 foot
I'm
short,
5'2".
right?
I'm 5'2".
I'm 5'2" also.
Oh God,
So I look over at you and I go, zombies.
I got that part.
Sort of. I say sort of because I watched the infection a little more personally.
Okay.
Point is, haha, tried to save somebody, didn't work. It actually increased the rate of the infection. Seems like it doesn't like the gods.
No, don't heal the infected is what we're getting through magical
Yes.
means.
They're not.
Okay, so now
that
I stopped
fast,
looking. Can I make a check of some form to see if I've ever heard of something like this?
sure, you can make a
Like a Arcana or History check?
I was gonna say history. Yeah, a history check would be more appropriate.
Alright. Sick. I'm gonna use my one level, or the 1 point of inspiration we have for this level on this. That is correct. We have 1 point of inspiration per level, correct?
Is it per level or per session?
Session.
Yeah, I'll say per session.
Session. Okay, I'm gonna use my
Ooh,
one
that-
session inspiration on this. Because I really want to know. 17 and a 21 is the highest. Got
So you haven't seen anything like this specifically, nor there are similar cases of like you've heard during like your studies of like there's certain undead that can kind of infect people, but nothing like you've seen here, and the infection isn't usually this violent.
But this is just, I've heard of people being infected non-magically, like how this is seeming to happen.
Not necessarily. I actually looked into this. Usually,
Okay, I guess this is my question. This is my question for the role. Is the infection magical or non-magical?
from what-
Like,
I can assist in that if
Yeah.
he really wants, since I'm firsthand experience.
I mean, that would be a role for you because I haven't seen.
I mean,
But no, the
I
infection is
couldn't.
faster than anything I've heard of before.
yeah, and the thing is, it's kind of hard to tell if this is actually like magically induced or just this is some concoction.
All right.
Would
Cool.
my experience say differently?
You can
because probably the way I describe it is that there's black veins that start to form on the affected, and it curls up, actually kills the body, and then the body is brought back.
Because we
Okay,
have to
And
So-
when it is killed, it dissolves back into a black pool.
So it's
Unless it chooses to die.
it,
Because that's
oh no,
how
I
it's
gave up
bred.
on searching the room. I gave up on searching. I have this.
I'll still do my search.
Yeah,
So, Formic describes them, correct?
yeah. He described
Yes.
the whole process of like his
Okay,
experience.
so this is Lucy speaking. She goes like, well, historically, nothing has happened this devastating. No infection or by magical means have people died and then reanimated as quickly as it seems to be appearing here. But what you're saying is that the body seems to be killed by something and then reanimated, not just turned or dead bodies rising, correct?
Let's see. What happened was this young boy had black veins. Once I tried to heal it, it rapidly sped up, and then he choked as his lungs were filled with the stuff, and I left. But as I left, the mother heard a commotion, saw the boy looking back up, and then the boy proceeded to attack his mother, and then she turned as well. After she died.
So it seems like it drowns the victims by filling their lungs with some sort of liquid.
Imagine that you were filled with pus.
Yes. So it drowns them and then reanimates them.
Yes.
Interesting.
Though I think
Yeah, she-
restructure would be a better word to put it, since there's no flesh or blood left over when it dies.
Well, in that case, it sounds like the solution is simple enough. Simply puncture the lung before they die.
I would.
Good
believe
luck.
from what
She had
format-
a cavity in her chest.
Yes, I would say it reanimates the bones, not necessarily the flesh.
It just seeks to kill first before it can do its work.
Yeah, I take down those. Like I write down in my book
Mhm.
all that. But yeah, like if anybody wants to search the room, they're more than welcome to.
I rolled a 12 for perception to let you know.
Okay, well, as you're looking around the room, there's not really much. The cracks that you can see are just kind of like blowholes from the ceiling. It's just the floor. It's secured with pillars, and it doesn't look like it's going to break anytime soon. Though, depending on how long you're here, you kind of are questioning that. There's various supplies, like kind of just food, and it just looks like a normal cellar, and
Like a storeroom.
yeah.
On the cracks that are on the ceiling, I'm gonna need something to stand on top of first because I'm only 5'4".
Only 5'4". I'm 5'2" and a human. I'm tiny.
Same.
You're tiny. I'm a giant dwarf.
Yeah, you're
Oh.
just a.
So, Michael, I looked up the heights. Apparently, we're still nearly average size for human females in D&D lore.
Yeah.
I'm going to use mending on the cracks along the ceiling. So long as they are not greater than 1 foot in any dimension, it takes a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna let the dwarf fill in the holes in the floor.
All right. And as you're doing that, the bartender or you said his name was Tarkus, correct? Or Tarkus?
Yes, Tarkus.
Tarkus.
Carcass.
Yep.
Oh,
I have it
yes.
here.
The bartender.
Marcus,
Yes,
not
Tarkus.
Tarkus. Marcus,
Marcus.
not Tarkus.
Carcass. It's
Marcus is the barkeep.
Marcus is the barkeep. Tarkus is the man in the
is
armor.
is the man in the armor.
Tarkus,
Yes.
Tarkus has the armor. Marcus is the barkeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Marcus is sitting by the upstairs, kind of just like, well, where the fuck is going on? I've never heard anything like this, nor have I seen anything this devastating to the city. And quite honestly, I kind of want to focus on what we do next.
Well, for now, we should probably wait it out.
I would like, this is old D&D stuff. There's a trap door, right?
Yeah.
I listen at the door.
Okay.
Like hear if anything's moving outside, what's going on. Can I just listen at the door?
You don't even have to get to the door. They're still up there tearing and just.
Okay, so we just hear like destruction.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's any point worrying about what we're doing afterwards until we know that we're going to live through the now. But even once that comes, I'm not sure I can quite leave yet. I might have family in the city, and I would, if I were not to at least find their bodies, I don't think I could face my family again.
Well, that's more of a death wish than anything at this point.
Yeah, Scylla kind of sighs and looks at you and goes, if everything's being, how we say, put together, 2 and 2 makes 4, you know, they're either dead and hopefully not reanimated due to the crumbling of buildings, fires, trampling by mad mobs trying to escape, or unfortunately they are infected in these creatures that have been scrambling around.
Well,
I would count
obviously,
ourselves lucky at this.
But there are lucky ones like ourselves. So we can't,
I'm
say
not-
for certain that they didn't find shelter.
I'm not saying that it's a 0% chance, but it's definitely little.
Rabbit, what I think she's trying to get at is you're gonna have a better chance finding them not in the city than in the city.
Correct. Also, between you and me, I wouldn't want to try to roam while these things are patrolling.
Oh, of course. As I said, obviously there's no point in worrying about what we do until what's upstairs is gone. But from what we've seen, these creatures, they do seem motivated by something, and so I would think that they would be moving on at some point.
I concur.
Let's hope so.
At which point, I doubt they have the soundness of mind required to turn around.
Well, they did react to the sound of the flame you created. Isn't that right, girl?
Not the same, but seems like a source. I would keep casting to a minimum.
As the dwarf is mending the floor.
Can I actually listen? Are they trying to break into the cellar right now? Like, I know they're destroying things outside, but are they actively trying to get into the cellar?
Or are they stumbling?
Yeah, are they just stumbling, just walking around?
It just sounds like they're kind of stumbling. It's almost like the noise that they're making inside is keeping them in there.
Does anybody have the silence spell? Wait, is that a level 2 spell?
That is not a level 1 spell. Or not even level 2.
I was actually gonna get to that. I look at the barkeep, Marcus, and is this place soundproofed in any way? Can they hear us through here?
Yeah, most likely, yeah. Yeah.
And so why are they blindly stumbling about? It doesn't seem like these guys are actually conscious of any thought or anything.
Hive mind would be my guess. The one who created the infection dust controlling them. Unless you're purely chaotic like some
what's
demons
your
are.
character? Oh, as Lucy says that, actually, Sarah actually remembers seeing a figure in the crowd for a brief moment before it explodes. And speaking of that, we were all at the festival, correct? Did any of y'all happen to notice a black figure in the crowd no one could see?
Other
I
than
was
strange
outside of the
tags
city.
that Yes, other than Strings Hags that handed me this, and she holds up like the weird like red and blue gem, like in her 3 claws. No, I didn't notice anybody.
I assume there's like scraps of paper, and I'm actually gonna.
I have a spare journal if you're looking.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have.
I have like 3 or 4 journals on.
I guess Sarah sees like you have in terms of. May I see that for a moment? I'm gonna try and my best to sketch what I saw.
Yeah, she hands you like a
Yeah.
small ledger.
So what would I need to? All right.
And DM, the thing that I saw was a shambling creature, right? Not a black figure.
So, you can, as your character, you can make an intelligence check to see if you can remember and see if it like.
Actually, let's see the results of the drawing first and see whether it would jog anything.
Yeah, see if you get advantage.
I'm gonna use my.
I'll throw in my 2 bits.
I'll throw in my. Oh, go on.
I wasn't in the city when it happened, but the only connector I have that possibly leads to the source is a woman named Cleo. Something like that. That's only because she was the only person to interact with the poor boy when he was sick originally.
Sarah probably gets like nothing from this. He's like,
If anybody knows a Cleo or something.
But
it's been 2 weeks now, and I'm forgetting lots of things. But the lady who exploded was Cleo, correct? The business lady.
Yeah, that's who you remember as Cleo.
Well, I'm actually sorry to say, but
Scratching out a note.
based on you said the lady's
Cleo.
name was Cleo, correct?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but she's no longer with us.
Describe the woman. There
Shit,
could be
I don't
anyone
have
named
that.
Cleo.
It's been 2 weeks. I don't remember the description of this lady at all.
I can tell you, like, she has like extremely, like, the most notable features are black hair, which would corroborate with what you remember forming.
So, she is dead.
Well, I will say I don't necessarily know that for sure, but she was at the center of the blast at the arena.
Well, like,
In fact, it seemed to me as if the creature had sought her out in particular. Because I do seem
Wait.
to remember that you saying that much, correct, Alex? Like, I saw the creature move right up next to her.
Yeah, you saw the creature, and yes, it did move up right next to her.
Yeah.
So, on that note, I will make that roll. I'm going to use my inspiration on this. Hope to God I get anything.
Alright.
Fuck. 13 get anything.
Oh, you can roll, wait.
No, he
I
already
already
rolled.
rolled it.
Yeah, he rolled it with advantage.
13, I would say you can get like you're kind of trying to remember this as you're drawing. It's a little, with everything that's happened today, it all kind of seems like a blur, all happening all at once. You kind of get an image together that fits a bit of it, but it's not completely there.
I guess I'll show that. Excuse my poor artistry, and I show them the picture. Looks
So
something
even
like
this poor rendition, what are like the key features?
Let me pull up my picture right quick so I can.
Yeah.
Out of character, I did say I really succeeded on that perception check, but my artistry skills are just terrible. So I probably would have drawn the important features, please.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some of the important features were the cuts on the chest and abdomen. They seem to be like kind of fresh. You do remember a glowing that appeared from him before he exploded, as well as like that's about it. That's probably the biggest key feature you can remember.
Yeah.
Great.
And does
And
that
by-
line up with the figure that I saw? The glowing from the chest area immediately pre-explosion?
Yeah.
I'm showing this to everyone, like everyone in here.
Yeah.
That's not gonna help me. Never saw it. Just the beast.
Yes, but if we see this in the future, we know not to go towards it.
Yes. But I can tell you about how they fight or move. One thing is strange is that they're slower than me.
Well, not slow enough, I'm afraid.
Why? What happened?
Well, I attempted to rescue someone, and they were faster than the two of us together could move. Unfortunately, he chose to sacrifice himself, but
So he was injured then?
I'm afraid so, yes. His leg. Left leg, I believe.
Are you injured?
Oh, relatively speaking, I
done.
may have a minor concussion, but otherwise I'm fine.
Sarah actually, based on what was just said there and what has been said previously, is anyone here injured?
Nope.
Like he's going to
Nope.
everyone.
Well, I want to point out you could just have everyone just suddenly turn their head to the side and stare at the bartender moment.
Yeah, we're all looking.
I'm fine.
Is-
See the party as this goes.
God, there's no psychology. Is it perception or?
Oh, insight to see if you tell me the truth.
It's
Yeah.
to see somebody's intentions behind it.
As I will say, I do remember the barkeep being slightly covered in blood when I walked up to when I ran into the building.
And I think we would have seen that. We would have seen that initially too. I will roll an inside, see if anyone here is lying in particular.
Okay. And
Okay.
while
Blind.
Lucy is 100% not lying.
All right. As far as I know, no one's lying.
As far as you know, no one lied.
The only amount of blood you see on Formic is on his armor,
Amara,
specifically his shield.
Amara, what are you doing in this situation, by the way?
I don't know what Amara would be doing. I think she is kind of just powerless.
You do kind of see like your bag kind of rummaging, like the fox trying to kind of get out of the bag a bit.
Your computer phone died, sorry.
Huh? Oh, your computer died?
It's about
Okay.
Make an emergency calls real fast.
my box is running.
Yeah, like it seems like it's trying to get out.
It's on the move.
The fox kind of comes out and it's just like it kind of comes out like kind of just a low fierce, just like trying to like observe its surroundings a bit, and all the noise is kind of bothering it as well.
Don't tell me you brought that in here.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Just another mouth to feed for the time.
I can take care of my own.
Well, if it does come down to it, it could be a fed mouth instead.
You see,
I'd rather not eat fox.
It's just a little game. It's not that bad. Just hear me pipe in from the background.
I try to get my fox to go in my sleeve, I guess.
I don't think it probably wouldn't be able to. It probably wouldn't be able to fit in your sleeve, but you can.
Oh yeah, foxes are big. I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
cat-sized.
Cat to dog.
Between cat and dog.
If it's like a baby fox, it could probably fit.
Or if it's a finnick fox.
It's a little bit too big for a sleeve.
Okay.
What about for a hood?
Like a scarf.
Yeah, with a hood.
Or around.
I'm sure it can.
I guess I tried to see if he wants to go in my hood.
Make a animal handling check. Is there any way you're like kind of trying to coax them into go into your hood? Yeah, the fox is definitely going against you on this. You're trying to like force it into the hood. You're like, come on, just go, just it'll be better. And it's just like squirming. It's like trying to get out of your grip, and like it eventually kind of just slips out.
I'll try and go calm down the fox.
All right.
Another 6. Beautiful.
There are now 2 people fighting a fox in the corner.
I'm not going to put in a lot of effort to do it. Just try to get it to be quiet, and if it goes away, I'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be making any noise, but it's more of like it's disturbed by the noise. It's hiding like under one of the shelves, kind of just. It's still visible to the group, but it's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, so long as it doesn't cause any problems, it can stay there.
I'll go over and sit by the shelf. Hopefully maybe it'll come out at some point.
Alright. The next person that kind of speaks up is this actually very tall, muscular woman with like platinum white hair kind of stepping in, saying, well, if we're not throwing out any more plans, I do agree we should wait, but I think maybe tomorrow morning when we can see better, I think we should just go out there fighting and see if we can get out. No use staying in here.
I would agree.
So this place is like, how difficult would it be to dig our way out of here? Let's say.
Oh, it'd be extremely difficult.
Extremely
All
difficult.
stuff.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring and say, yeah, I agree with the plan of we wait out the night and then we just go out arm swinging.
Be ready for anything. Okay, so was it evening when all this was happening? Like late afternoon?
It was like evening as you all were heading into the cellar.
Okay, so like, God.
Yeah, it's getting dark now.
I think Sarai actually agrees with this. He probably takes the extra journal that he was given and roughly sketches up like a rough plan of the bar and like every possible entrance and all the entrances that we know are barricaded. And he'll go up to the group and goes, well, I got some parts, or I got the plan here. What do you think is the best route here? And he sets it out, and he points at the door, like right here. He goes, assuming they've broken through here, this place is probably the worst place to go out. Do we know of any windows that we could easily just jump out of? Say
The ones
to
right above us, to the right.
Yeah, the ones in
Or
the
in the
kitchen
room.
in which we escaped from.
Well, that is if they brought down the table, which they probably did. So,
and Sarah's, they came from that direction.
They were on the road, last seen, not necessarily just in the fields wandering.
And now they're above us.
So I'm going to move your token over to them. There we go.
Oh, so many tokens over there.
Oh, I'm alright.
Wait, am I on top of someone? No, I'm not. Okay.
We're good.
Here we go. Tarkus kind of chimes in. It's like, I think we should maybe wait a bit to see, like, maybe wait for an opportunity, or maybe, again, we don't know. We should at least try to wait to see if all the ones here can just leave. We don't know completely if they will. And from what I've been hearing, it probably won't be best. We don't want to fight them too often.
I can agree to wait. Tark's an old man. He knows what he's doing.
It's like I said
Sure, I'll
before,
wait.
they're- From what we know of these creatures, they do seem to be driven by something. If I had to wager a guess, it would be some form of appetite or hunger, or a desire to eat. In which case, not having food would be plenty of motivation for them to move on.
I agree.
Lucy, is it?
Yes.
You had the thought that they were attracted more to the spells you casted rather than the sound?
Considering, unless they have supernatural senses of hearing or anything along those lines, I would assume the flash of arcanum. As you know, we are in a area where there is a heavy weave of ley lines. If along with that, and the fact that as soon as I cast such a spell, they turn. Either they were annoyed that I caught them on fire, which is completely possible, but also the coincidence that they showed up in an area heavily weaved with ley lines also points towards magic.
Because I'm thinking, I'd say their senses are probably normal.
If not deadened, if it kills the body.
No, their senses are like that of a normal person. Otherwise, when I turned the corner, they would have just stopped knowing where I was.
Completely reasonable. But the city is highly enchanted. There are many magical constructs here that emanate such powerful magic, such as forming bridges out of thin air, parting waterfalls, moving pictures on walls. And again,
So then, why would they be so sensitive to it? It'd be much harder to detect it, if anything.
I did not create such a monstrosity, so I do not know why, but I can only guess that that either has an effect on how they hunger or how they move, or to where they move.
If I might offer my 2 cents, obviously I'm not well versed in the magical arts, but as it usually is, creatures that are mostly reliant on their senses are much more in tune with changes than they are to simply the environment around them. You may not notice the leaves on a tree until the leaves are rustled by a breeze, for example. As such, I think it's very possible that even with all this magical, even with all this magic floating around us, they might still be very in tune to any sort of change in the weave, in this weave that you speak of.
That is fair. It's again hypothesis, not even a theory at this point. Nothing yet to be proven, just speculation.
Well then, I guess we should at least talk about how to fight them.
For a bit of comic relief here, I'm just gonna lean over to Tark and go, "Did you understand a word they said?"
Tarks, like, he looks stoic, he kind of just says, nope. That word.
Mages, right?
Don't know what's going on with them.
All we have to do is fight it, right?
Yes, though I will say, doing a little out of the box thinking, probably don't want to get too close.
Sword and board.
Yeah.
Alright.
But oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Tark's gonna kind of like look over to Amara, because what about you, Doom and Gloom? Do you have any plans we should follow, or do you have anything you want to add?
Not really.
Fair enough.
We'll wait until those fuckers leave.
Fair enough.
Well, like I said, how about we talk about how we fight them, and how it will be getting out? Because I know at least 2 things. Well, no, 3. 1, they're not terribly fast. I could still outrun them myself. They aren't extremely strong. But, unlike zombies, it seemed the holy power didn't do as much as it should have. If anything, it was like I had just struck a random beast.
Well, in that case, Uh, casting such spells seem dangerous, especially those of divine orientation. According to your experience, although casting arcanically has seemed to at least annoy them, which either means they didn't take damage and were just, say, prodding a bear, or they felt it in some way and didn't like it.
Now, let me better phrase it. A zombie, if it is hit with, say, a sacred flame, it would burst and crumble to ash. This, it was still a hit by the fire. But it would be like if I casted it on you. It would burn about the same amount.
I see.
After all, they still died to it. It's not like they were much sturdier against it, but more so that it was treated like any person that would fight it.
So it seems like conventional means just a bit more resilient, but not resilient as in the way less fragile than
Yes.
their normal reanimated counterparts.
Yes, they don't have that fragility.
I feel like running, unfortunately, or sneaking is our best option.
Take one look at me and tell me where that sneaking plan works.
Well, that's where running comes in.
Fair.
And unfortunately, you are the slowest of the bunch, so I just have to run faster than you.
If I get out your kneecaps, it doesn't matter.
That is quite. And I start setting up a bedroll to just like sit more comfortably.
Alright.
And we are waiting the night here, so
Bartender kind of chimes in. Well, it'd be kind of hard to run, quite honestly. There's quite a bit here in the city, and from what I heard and what I saw, this may not be an isolated incident in the noble sector.
Oh, I can almost guarantee it's not isolated. These things spread quickly. But if we're hedging our bets on that they're hungry and after something, it takes time, but eventually they will leave.
Definitely right about that.
There's also the issue of direction. I should say.
Well, if we figure out which way they go, say by a path of and then hedge our bets on what significant areas, if it's mass populations, heavier ley lines, anything else we can think of significance in the direction they're going, that may be their target. Because personally, if I was the creator of such a virus and say I just wanted more bodies, I would go to the next largest area that's densely populated and is relatively easy to get to.
Alright. Well, it may be more troublesome when we get down to the lower levels. Those are definitely more dense. I'm just thinking they might be too tightly pressed together, if I can say.
Almost like a wall of moving flesh.
Exactly.
What do you reckon of the? I'm sorry. Like, what do you reckon of the King's Palace? Surely there must be a great amount of military force in there.
Yes, that could be it, though I haven't heard any guards in a while. Granted, it's kind of hard to hear with all that commotion up there. It kind of like says it a little bit more pissed off that they're destroying his home, basically.
So how about sewers?
That Yeah,
We could
actually.
unfortunately trudge our way through there.
Well, there's an advantage to
relative-
an open space, but also a disadvantage to a. There's advantage to both open space and closed space. There's
Yes,
an
but
equal
if we're going
disadvantage to the two.
if we're going to assume that the main exit of the city, thus being outside of the noble area in which we currently reside, is theoretically covered by a moving flesh wall of these zombies, because there are so numerous, I would hedge my bets on they haven't gotten into the sewers, or very few have.
Yeah. There's metal gates blocking the entrances, if I remember.
And I'm sure we would be able to lift or move our way to get into some.
Of course, yeah. Oh, more than enough.
So, I say
Well-
we rest now, recover anything we've used, and move on tomorrow with how the day comes.
Other possibility. There is a river that runs through this city. We could maybe find a vessel.
That is fair, but again, moving topside.
As in, try to find a sewer path in that direction. They do have to lead out to the sea, after all.
That is true.
Liv kind of chimes in. I did see some people get pulled underwater. They didn't come back up.
That's not great.
Well, considering that it could be brought back, it is suffice to say that they probably are pretty good at staying underwater.
True. Still,
That's why we should want to be above it.
A boat doesn't seem conducive to things that don't require air and can yank it under. But again, let's plan for the morning. Because if we wake up and they're still up there terrorizing the city right above us, unfortunately, I think it looks like it may be 2 or 3 days if that still happens.
alright. Flasher
Well,
kind of gets up. Well, guess I'll just get. I guess, unless everyone else have anything they want to throw in, maybe we should just rest out for now.
Yeah, while you all were having this conversation after me and Tark kind of just started zoning out of it, just keeping an ear on it, I was pulling up my bedroll and I handed my net and some pinions to Tark. He's gonna be sleeping in a hammock tonight, it sounds like.
Alright.
Just
I never thought those things would be used that way, but that's actually super smart.
Just a question for us. We should probably do a rotation. Be best to have at least 1 or 2 people awake at all times during the night. You know, monitoring their movements.
Right.
Yeah, we're deciding to watch, is what he's getting at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Well, I'll volunteer myself for the first watch. I doubt I'll be able to make it to sleep for a while yet, anyways.
Willis kind of chimes in. I think Omara was saying something.
But her mic was muted.
Oh no.
It's still currently muted.
I don't know how it keeps getting muted. I'm not even muting it. But, shit, what did I say? Oh, I can do the watch.
Right? So it sounds like Bunny and Amara on watch 1.
I can hang out for watch 2.
I
How
can
many
be
watches are there
gone.
going to be?
Yeah, it depends. How many
How many
watches do you
people
think?
do we have?
Yeah, 8
There's
people. So it
We have
makes
8
sense.
people.
No, we have
Eight.
9 people.
What?
We have 9,
have-
actually.
We have 3 NPCs
Oh
now.
my
Someone
gosh, I
forgot to
forgot.
put a,
Give me a
someone
second.
forgot to put a token out.
So we have 9 people?
Yeah.
There he is.
Right.
yeah, we have 9
And if you got
people.
the box.
So
I'll-
4
I'll
watches.
be done. So I'll be the last watch.
4 watches.
Yeah, 4 watch, 1 watch
I'll-
gets 3.
I'll take 2 or 3. I don't care.
I'll take 3.
I'll work on 2.
And I'm at 4.
Would Tarkus watch with you? Would you and Tarkus watch at the same time?
I mean, I wouldn't care either way.
Well, I don't know him as a character. Would your character prefer somebody else or Tarkus? I think
Probably Tarkus. I haven't talked to him in about a month.
Okay, so it sounds like Bunny and Amara as watch
First.
1. 2 is Rory and Tarkus. I'll go with Seer and on watch 3. And then 4 is Formac, the bartender, and Lilith. Yeah.
By the way, this is out of character, but so far the only names I've actually picked up is I know Michael is playing. I can't remember your name already.
Lucy.
Mike was playing Lucy. I know the grim and dour girl in the corner is Amara.
Can we talk about how consistently you
rabbit's
guys
name is
mispronounce
Rabbit.
my name?
Is it
The
Seer?
rabbit's name is not
Sarah.
Rabbit.
It's Sarah.
Sarah.
I want to point out, no one has mentioned the rabbit's name, so the rabbit's name is a
Yeah,
rabbit.
not
Rabbit,
yet this
yeah.
session. The name is Oliver.
Yeah.
See,
But
I
he's
know
rabbit.
it's Oliver. Here's the
Now,
thing.
here's the
I
thing.
know it's
I know
Oliver,
it's Oliver.
but I always refer to it as Fluffy Butt.
And here's the
Fuzzbutt.
thing, I've never met you people
Fuzzbutt.
before about 20 minutes
That's
ago.
right.
now,
You don't
so,
actually know my character's name.
I legit. Think
Yeah,
your
you're
name is
only
Rabbit.
picking up names because we're calling
Yeah,
out.
and you only know Tarkus' name because I called him Tarkus, and you might know my name because he called me Rory.
Also, none of us were introduced to Lilith. Lilith spoke once.
Yeah,
I
I
love
just
it.
tell the
Wasn't
one as the,
even
blonde,
my
as the
name.
blonde one.
Gun.
Lilith spoke once to suggest something and then didn't say her name, and that was it.
I know she's got platinum hair. That's how I'm referring to her. As
We know
platinum.
platinum hair.
But so yeah, that's the watches. Oliver Amara, then it's Rory and Tarkus, Lucy. I'm gonna say it wrong.
Seer.
I'm gonna say Seer. Sarah.
Eric.
Sarah, and then Cormac, Marcus.
Yes.
Alright.
If the NPCs are willing to watch.
So, I do.
Otherwise, I'm the only one watching that last shift.
Yeah, it's fine. You're a dwarf. Who cares?
The bartender definitely wants to. The bartender definitely watch with you. Lilith kind of chimes in and goes, I think maybe I should do first watch.
Okay, so then it's Oliver, Lilith, Amara, Formic, fucking Rory, Tarkus, Lucy, Sarah.
Oh, you did
I
it.
said it
There we
right.
go.
You did it.
And then Formic, bartender, or Marcus.
Yep.
All right.
Alright. We'll get going to watch then. What's our recording looking like?
Even
We are at
55 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We
what
got
we can even do,
You
we
still
can
got
change our
40.
nicknames to include the name of the character.
Yeah, this can be out of character. I can just tell you all the NPC names real quick.
One more thing, we haven't really. I don't think we've announced our roles yet, so I gotta find everyone to announce.
Yeah, how about this?
I haven't rolled
Before everyone
Oh, yeah.
decides to go to bed, Formic is going to chime up and say, by the way, since it seems we'll be spending some time together, why don't we get names and how we fare in battle? How about? What do you do? I'll start off. My name is Formic Castarm. I myself, I hope you notice, I'm a cleric. So I'll be a little on the close side. What about you, lass in the corner? Sitting there, still dreary.
Oh, but we know who that refers to.
My name is Amara, and I'm a sorcerer, and that's all you need to know.
It's a start. You there, Dragon Arm. What about you?
Lucilla Silverbell. Most people call me just Lucy. Personally, not trained but gifted in the arcanic arts. Mostly a researcher though, so I tend to stay away from conflict.
Fair enough. Buzzbutt, you. Go ahead and tell your name.
Oh, but you already know my name.
I
am,
do.
of course-
The rest don't.
I am, of course, Oliver Driftheart at your service. I am a rogue, although I do prefer I don't share the tendency of many of my colleagues for the more stealthy arts. I myself prefer to look my enemy in the eyes.
How does Sari look? Since I'm going to be calling out.
So he's like a like a cowboy.
No,
yeah.
like so he has a cowboy.
So
You
you
there?
say funny hat or whatever.
You there? Weird hat. What about you?
You know, say like, I'm a farmhand. I don't really know what these things do, but I got this, and he brandishes his gun.
All right.
I have a gun.
So
and, like,
you'll be
It's not
in
just
the
a gun.
back.
It's like a gun with 3 barrels on it.
It's
Like,
a gun with three guns.
It's a pepper box.
It's basically think of it like an elephant gun, basically.
Wait, is it a
Let me-
rifle or is it?
It's a rifle. It's like a
have you ever heard
How'd you
of
describe it, Ian?
Have you ever heard like the rotating shotgun?
Okay, yeah, it's a rifle.
Yeah.
Or it's a long gun.
So. Yeah, I assume I know about it. I've definitely seen at least something similar on my ship, if not that design.
apparently this thing's special. I don't know. It's got 3 barrels. He
Yeah,
kind of
no,
twirls the
that-
barrels
I-
around.
The shape will be similar,
Oh yeah.
but
When you see 3 barrels, it's
Uh,
like, what the fuck?
all right, that's a weird gun you have. That's what that's called. You'll be in the back then. You there, sir, with the giant armor, the one who was napping, I think.
Oh, me? I'm getting target.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Targus. I'm traveled with this lass here for a bit. I do like to get up close and personal, but don't perceive me as a fool. I am very, how do you say, wise to the art of combat.
Good, a teacher. Like that. What about the lass next to you?
She can introduce herself.
Rory, as you can see from this, she points to. You can see a variety of weapons trained in the art of combat.
All right. More people on the front line. Platinum hair, what about you?
Well, as you can see, she kind of gets up. She does like a fake stretch to like show off her muscles a bit.
Giant arms.
Are they actually muscles or they do not exist in muscle stretch?
Oh no, she is actually she's definitely toned.
Okay.
Ginormous.
She's the barbarian.
Bard.
Anyone?
Not only I give some powerful vocals, but I do like to say my muscles are also very powerful. And she also kind of brandished her axe. And you can kind of see
Okay.
like guitar strings on it.
Sick.
All right.
There's like mumbling like, "Oh God, what did I get involved with?"
I'm just a farm hand.
Oh, Mark, did you say something?
Barkeep. She's not muted. Uh, Barkeep, are you much of a fighter, or are those guns for show?
Oh, I'm a fighter, all right. This little lass served me during the war. Well, not the one that you may know of, but, you know, the orcs.
Been around long enough, seen wars.
Yeah. The one to be more specific, especially to her. Someone who's been around this world more than I have.
Fair enough. Well, we have a lot of people up close. My suggestion, heavily armored in the front, not as armored in the middle, and we should put some other fighters in the back. You know, kind of wall, I'd say.
Protect the squishies, I see.
Yes, that's the term.
Well, now that we have that understood, bartender kind of like, I think we officially should head to sleep. we need all the strength we can tomorrow.
Yes. Well, we have our watches ready. So, see you all in the morning.
Aye.
And I just pull out my sack into a corner and just lay it down on it.
While I'm remembering, I reach back in my pack and throw a blanket at Tart because I realized I never gave him one.
Oh.
What a bad house guest. Or house host.
What a
I
terrible
don't live
host.
here.
What a terrible host in the basement of a bar you don't own.
Why, like, people are, like, literally getting massacred upstairs, like, that's bigger.
Listen, I know there's some beds and shit upstairs. Maybe we could just pull a few.
By the way,
still
this is where
Roman.
we find
Can't
out
risk it.
how many of our members actually have bedrolls.
I do. I have a bed.
I do.
Yeah, who
Yep.
has bedrolls? That's actually a good point.
I actually don't have a bedroll. I don't know what the.
I got one.
Let me pull up what my.
Wait,
what's
do
in
you
my
have an
priest pack.
explorer's pack? Because if you have an explorer's pack, you do.
Have a bunch of tinkering kits, no bedroll.
I got tinkering stuff, but that's it.
Amara, do you have a explorer's kit or a bedroll? Okay.
Alright. Well, explorer's kits are like. So what's in a explorer's kit is a bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, torch, rations, water skin, hemp and rope. Yeah. So if
I
you
will
have an
let you
explorer's
know,
kit,
if you have a
bedroll.
Dungeoneer's pack, you do not have a bedroll.
Bedroll. Yep.
Okay, well, the Dungeoneer's pack is what the Artificer starts with, so Frank, in fact, does not have a bedroll.
Now, I
don't
bought a
have-
bedroll. And then
Not
I've
a
also...
bedroll, I have a blanket.
Okay, that will work.
The priest pack comes with a blanket, not a bedroll.
Okay, sick.
I know.
I have a
man.
bedroll. I'm prepared.
And I came in
No,
here
I'm.
for opportunity. I did not expect to sleep out in the open in middle of nowhere. For a good reason.
I don't expect my sleep to be terrible. I sleep on a boat all.
Yeah, that with a bed. Boats have beds
Who said I slept on the bed?
or hammocks.
Exactly. Who said I slept? Anywhere, not the floor.
You did sleep, is the
You
thing.
did sleep because if you
Anywhere,
didn't sleep, you'd
anywhere,
be
not the
insane
anywhere,
or dead.
not the floor.
Well,
I sleep with my equipment, thank you.
No, you don't because you get exhausted if you sleep with armor.
No, I'm talking about where I do the brewing.
Oh.
Yeah. Luckily, it's not cold out. That's in your favor.
Yeah, as I
Yeah,
say,
the
summer's
blanket's full.
relatively temperature controlled around
That's what the
65
blanket is
degrees.
for.
well, since we're kind of stuck down here and about to end up going to bed, I reach into my pack and I pull out my mess kit, and I take some of our, I'm gonna ask the barkeep, hey, since we're not coming back, you care if we take any supplies?
Yeah.
I go and I give us, we're gonna eat, so I take the mess kit. I'm gonna cook us all something. We probably should
Okay.
have something for the night.
Sick.
Alright.
So
I will say it won't affect it. Like, are you like making a like? So it's
Are you
like
making a
it's like-
fire?
Yeah.
The mess kits, well, yeah, I mean, we can make a small fire.
we can
It's
we
not
can
that
make
hard.
a fire. We have torches and lanterns and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
The
And
problem
I
is
do-
the
I got a
smoke.
tinderbox, actually.
Well, no, if there's holes above us, this area won't fill
Well, I
up.
think.
What did I
stand
just
for me.
do?
Uh,
What did I
Wow.
just do?
man,
Mending.
That's rough.
It's fine, don't worry. I say as I step on the chair that the dwarf was on and just poke my sword directly to the ceiling.
Fair enough.
Can you roll a hit for me? I just want to see if you actually hit one. Like,
You stab one
You
of the
know what?
creatures.
Nat
Sure, why
20.
not?
That's what?
Since I one-handed that, let's just see. No,
No.
most likely not.
You're lucky.
so as you're underneath your sword and it is glowing brightly, you kind of hear like the commotions kind of start to travel towards the noise and the bright light in the middle of the floor. They start to kind of congregate around that area.
Well, I pull the sword back down and, just go, well, good to know they're still up there. And, I'm going to proceed to use the supplies the bar has kindly provided for us to make some meals. That way we don't go to sleep exhausted and hungry.
All right.
Sick.
All right. So You all have a nice meal, relatively nice meal. And
As nice as it's gonna get.
Yeah. You kind of stare. You kind of like take this in and kind of think this is probably going to be the nicest meal you have in quite a long time. As you kind of just enjoy it. All right. So, I guess we can start getting into the watches then. Unless anyone else has something to say in this situation.
I don't.
No, I thought about brewing, decided against it.
Alright.
Again, brewing, like distilling and brewing, requires hundreds of pounds of stuff.
No,
It's
the brewing
probably-
equipment is 9 pounds.
Really?
Yep. Brewer supplies, 9 pounds.
Oh, yeah, I did check the time.
Crazy.
It is kind of insane, actually.
Because like I'm expecting still.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I just think I would expect like a moonshiner's kit type of thing.
I mean, yeah. At that point, you wouldn't be making cask worth. You'd be making like a jar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, the casks are for when I'm at sea.
Yeah, I mean. Okay, that was my question because I didn't know like if there was a brewer's kit and then just like
There
the
is an
brewer's kit
actual
was like
brewer
just still.
supplies. No, there's
Yeah.
actual brewer supplies, so it's for per bottle basis.
Okay, so it's basically you make a bottle a day or whatever, or you can.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. Didn't know
Currently,
that.
I'm only carrying 82 pounds.
Carrying less. Haha.
And the heaviest thing is my armor.
Well, yeah, I could have told you.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as we head into the nights, I do have a little description I'm going to read you all. Alright. After some time, through the pure physical and mental exhaustion, your body succumbed to its need to rest. Your mind being lulled by the sickening sweet smell of rot and the screams of many. For the first watch, as your companions go down to sleep, you are forced to listen to the symphony of the end outside. The violence and carnage intensifies. The sounds of fighting slowly becomes replaced with painful wails and gargled cries. The screams become louder and eventually deafening. How do Driftheart and Amara kind of handle this situation? It's kind of brutal.
I thought you said Lilith was on the first one.
Yeah, it's you. It's Oliver, Lilith, and Amara.
Oh, I thought you said
So they're
You three are on the same.
they're deafening even through the wooden floor, the
Yeah,
fairly dense wooden floor that I guess we have.
yeah. It sounds like the whole city is crying out loud, or crying.
Yeah, Oliver's just gonna keep a nervous eye on the actual trap door. There's the word.
You don't see it move too much. You kind of see it though, rope kind of like tighten once a while, kind of like probably 2 times in like 3 hours. But other than that,
Right.
Hmm?
Titan isn't it's being like pushed down or pushed
Yeah.
pulled up.
Hold up.
Pulled up. That's considerably more.
Well, it would tighten in both directions, Harrison.
Well, yeah, that's
if
why
it's
I
just
asked.
tied to a shelf, so it's probably being weighed down on.
But he just said pulled up.
Yeah, like something's yank.
Yeah, which is considerably more concerning than if it's being pushed down. Pushed down is easy to explain. Oliver's gonna make a mental note that these things may be smarter than we thought they were. Not by much, but possibly.
And I have something for you, Amara.
No.
Okay. And first off, how would you react in this situation? It's becoming a little much.
What do you mean a little much?
Kind of like the descriptions I kind of just gave. It might be
Mentally
yes,
weighty.
especially with your situation.
I guess I'd just be nervously staring at the trapdoor. Like, I don't know what else to do, really.
All right.
I'm trying to show my nerves, I guess.
All right. Yeah, and you see the same thing as Drift Hearts. Every so often you see the door kind of open a tiny bit, not enough to like for anyone to see anything, but you see the rope tighten. You see it happen 2 times in like 3 hours.
Just we're only gonna thought watches were 2 hours.
Watches are 3. In order 8 hour to get a full rest. There's 4 watches. We have to have at least 8 hours, so like 2.5 technically. But
Well, you can have 2 hours of light activity and a full rest is the thing.
yeah,
So you can
But-
just do 8 with 4 2-hour watches.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah, so it'd
Yeah.
be like two.
You're
two
correct,
pulls each hour, or a pull out each hour.
We could actually do 8 one-person watches, but that seems pointless.
that seems unnecessary.
Also not safe.
Well, that's the unnecessary risk.
And Lilith kind of puts her hand on her shoulders, like it's gonna be okay. She's kind of shaking as well. And as your watch kind of comes to the end, and the next shift kind of goes in, do you try to sleep, Alara? But like, I guess yeah, Liv's kind of like setting up the area and kind of saying we should probably
Wait.
setting up to sleep, I guess.
Is anybody here an elf? An elf? Not an elf. Elf?
Full elf or half
Uh,
elf?
Full elf, like a full blood elf.
You have to be full elf because full elves only need 4 hours
Yeah,
of
4 hours.
meditation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess-
That's literally the only reason I asked.
Yeah, I guess I should make you all kind of roll this as this is happening. The people trying to fall asleep, Oliver and Amar, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
If we're trying to fall asleep?
Yeah,
Oof.
You didn't look at my message, did you?
I did.
You didn't answer me, though.
Well,
Can you, like, whisper to me?
DMs can always whisper.
I know, it's just,
So a wisdom saving throw, you said?
yeah.
Alright. I rolled a 13.
Alright. So for you, Oliver, it's actually a bit harder to, especially with how loud everything is now. It takes you a bit of time, like probably mid-second watch, you actually start to kind of, you finally drift off, but
Hours not too bad.
yeah, it's just like it's like an hour. You lose like an hour, but nothing too strenuous. And for you, Amar,
Are we gonna count that as exhaustion then, or no?
I wouldn't say so. I quite honestly wouldn't say so. Like, just from personal experience, of like losing like an hour of sleep, it's not really too bad.
I would say things that, well, technically the rule of long rest is light activity at most during a period of 8 hours. So like you don't necessarily have to sleep. You can just like sit and read for 8 hours and it's a long.
And the interruption is 1 hour of strenuous. That's what.
Yes, 1 hour of strenuous before you get exhausted or have to restart them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like
Right.
strenuous. It's just like if you're trying to sleep, it's just like you're having a hard time.
Yeah, I was to say his character's jury.
Yeah, my character's had a bad day. My character has a lot to try to process.
Like, say that we had an hour of combat, which would be insane. but-
Yeah, which it's like
Yeah,
600
that's
turns.
a drastic showed up.
No. What?
It's
It wouldn't be 600.
3600. Well, no, it's yeah, it is 600
minute?
turns. It's
It is
10
6
turns in a minute.
1 turn is 6 seconds. 10 turns is a minute.
Just- Yeah, so
600
600
turns in an
turns. Yeah, 600 turns in it.
Before
Which is a lot of turns.
I head into the next watch, I'm going to have Amara join me in the other chat.
Say
All right.
One-on-one. Boop. So, let me read this to you. So, well, I mean, it may be hard for you, not because you can't sleep, but this would, I would think, remind you of your incident.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So, as well as trying to like calm you, like she doesn't think you're freaking out, but this is even hard on her. She kind of put her hand on your shoulder, and you can see that she's physically shaking as well.
Hmm.
But
I don't really think too much about it, I guess.
mhm.
I'm just like, oh, she must be scared.
So, similar to that feeling on the ship, you start to get that drowsy feeling. Something you're not too familiar with anymore. Though, as you try to fall asleep, it seems like it's just, everything's just getting louder and louder and louder. The voices start to kind of like almost merge between, you're not able to like distinguish any of them until they start to kind of sound like similar to your past, to the situation at the campsite. How do you react in this situation?
I guess Amara would just get choked up. Like or she's probably be on the verge of crying or something. But obviously she's gonna try not to show it.
Do you try to shut it out or anything, or do you try to tough it out?
A bit of both, I guess.
Okay. So,
Like try to shut it out, and when I can't, like I just forget it. It's zombies. Nothing like before.
and you're getting the drowsy feeling again. You're starting to kind of go in and out of it as it just seems like it's just kind of getting to you a little bit. Until eventually everything kind of goes silent for you.
So I'm sleeping?
Well, you don't know that yet, though the environment, you no longer hear the screams, nor the wails, nor the violence. It's almost like nothing's even coming through. Though you do feel one thing before you knock out for the night. You feel someone wrap around your head, almost hugging it. It creates a nostalgic motherly sensation that envelops your body in a long forgotten warmth.
Is it my fox?
As you wake up, I would say you would be the first person to notice this, or you in the last watch. But I'm going to have you kind of have you deal with the situation first, right quick.
Okay.
You wake up into a unsettling silence. Can you make me a perception check, please?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely get it then. So,
16.
alright, with that 16, you were actually able to hear the slight creaks and the slight tiny moans. Like, it's very quiet and very slight. You don't know how they're up there, but you can still hear them. The one thing you do know, in terms of like how they're up there, it's definitely not as much as when they came in.
So that means they've kind of gone away?
Possibly.
Or they're on their way?
But you do hear something. You hear some movement. But it's like slight. It's like almost in one place.
Can I focus on it?
You can, but we're going to go into the other chat. Then we can get to that.
Okay, I guess we wait until the rest of the group.
Yeah, this is like you waking up.
Okay, alright, cool.
Alright. Oh, and I will say, I may edit this in places, but Liv kind of does take notice of like you choking up, and she doesn't really know what to do. She's like, never really had to, kind of has this look of like, never really had to console someone like this.
That's kind of how Mara feels about, like, I guess Lilith being scared. She doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, she kind of gives the same weary smile back at you and kind of like rubs your back a bit before laying down. She lays down close to you, like with her like weapon like right by her just in case, but
Mara's still uncomfortable with the physical touch, but she doesn't brush her away.
yeah. And when you do wake up, the fox did come up like right beside you.
Oh, my little baby. I need a name for him.
Yeah, we can talk about that like during the break.
Okay.
Alright, back in general.
Okay.
Channy thing, watch the last one.
Hello.
Everything's back.
There we go, turn on the camera. That's what I want to do.
Back to D&D.
Back to seriousness.
All that was recorded, by the way. I didn't stop my recording for any of that.
No one did.
That'd be a fun, you know what, that'd be a fun bonus.
My friend code is now up to that.
Oh, you don't stop your recording for the mid parts?
No.
Simple.
Alright, so,
Actually, we're not recording video, so it's fine.
Yeah.
watch 2, you all are up.
Alright, I know it's me, and I think it's Tarkus.
Yep.
Anyone else? Or is it just us two?
I'm pretty sure it's just you two.
Alright,
Correct.
then
There was
I'll
only
roll
one
my
ship with 3
perception check.
people.
What does a 10 get me?
10, like, and it's kind of like jarring too, because you wake up to like, kind of like what Oliver and Mara was witnessing, just like this, it's deafening, it is loud, it's like, what the fuck is happening? Though different with you do hear some rumbling. It's like not like intense, but like you can almost feel like it's a distant like explosion.
Alright, that's definitely not that good, but oh well.
Darkest kind of goes, looks like we're not doing too well out there.
Better in here than out there, though.
I'll give you that. And with that, nothing really else happens too much. You see the door kind of like, the rope kind of tug a tiny bit near the end of your all's watch. But
And before I head back to bed, I guess I'll just go over there and, you know, you can see the handle for that rope hung on there, right?
mhm.
I just take one of the hooks for my climbing gear out of my bag, and I just hook my backpack and just hang it up there. Just add an extra let's see, how much is that? Add an extra 192 pounds up there.
Jesus. Alright. Yeah, alright then.
It ain't moving.
Yeah, that's
It might be closer to like 150 at this point, but it ain't moving.
Alright, so with that, we head into the third watch.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so
Yep.
as y'all are kind of coming to take over, it's definitely louder than what you kind of witnessed before you went to sleep. Though it does sound like the tail end of a long fought battle, and from the sounds of it, it doesn't look like it's in your all's favor.
All right.
And the one thing that you all hear is you hear a voice, it almost sounds like it's choking as it's trying to, it's saying something. If y'all want to make a perception check to see what it is, but part of that
100.
lesson.
100% perception check.
How does a 21 do?
Oh, you hear everything.
I'm not good at these. I rolled a 1. A natural 1.
So, I'll start with that natural one. So, you woke up to, like, these sounds definitely got to you. Like, even though it wasn't as loud as the previous two watches, it still kind of wakes you up. You're kind of like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? And you're kind of in that, you're very groggy. You were kind of woken up too early in this matter. And you're just like, trying to focus on getting back to sleep, though it's a little bit hard to. Or no, trying to stay awake, but it's a little bit hard to. Though you do get through your shift. It's just,
Sick.
you're not as attentive.
Yeah.
Sari, on the other hand, you hear a woman's voice, a lone woman's voice amongst the moans. It's like, kill me, kill me, kill me. As it's just being repeated over and over. And that's the one sound you hear for your entire shift, essentially. Anything noteworthy, anyways. And if you're wondering which direction it's coming from, it sounds like it's coming from above.
Like where the door is, basically?
Yes.
News,
Alright.
the hatch isn't popping up anymore.
Alright, last watch.
All me. Let's go.
Alright. This one is a little bit more settling, merely because things are becoming very quiet now. It doesn't sound like there's any fighting. It doesn't sound like there's any yells or commotion. It sounds like the whole area is void of life. The only thing you hear is that lone voice saying, kill me, kill me. It sounds a little bit louder now in the silence.
I've heard it before. May still be unsettling, but they're not alive anymore.
Never heard of a undead speaking before. Not like this. Not these types.
Well, if I were to describe it, I'd say perhaps the only thing that gets consumed is the body, not the mind.
Yeah, gods.
Yes, an unfortunate fate. But we must persist anyways.
Yeah. I just hope we don't end up like them. Just promise me if I do end up like one of them, take me out immediately. No questions asked.
Oh yeah, why did you have blood on you earlier?
I cut myself on the bar.
Come on, you're a chef.
well, you know, from the explosions, it kind of caught me off guard. It catch anyone off guard.
Broken bottle, then?
Yeah, essentially.
Let me take a look at it.
Yeah. Kind of take a look at his arm, and yeah, it's definitely a deep gash. And if you want to, you can inspect it to see if it is like a bubble slash or anything else. If you're still suspicious of it.
I'll do a medicine check to check to see what type of wound, and then eventually I'll just close it up.
Okay.
A natural
Damn.
20 for a 26.
All right. Yeah. So you don't even have to get close to it. You look at it. You've been on the ship before. You've been on the Scylla. There's all sorts of wounds you've had to tend to. Mostly cuts. A lot of cuts. This is definitely a cut, you said to yourself.
Yeah, I'll patch it up. That way it doesn't bother you too much. And I'll just tear some cloth and wrap it around the wound. After having disinfected it with any available, with high enough alcohol.
Yeah, there's definitely alcohol down here. You definitely don't have to worry
Yes,
about that.
but it has to be a certain proof to disinfect.
I guess you can, like, if you wanted to, like, try to find it immediately, I guess, would that be, like, an investigation or a perception, maybe?
I'd be investigating, because I'd be
Yeah.
going through the bottle.
Yeah, so, yeah, just make me an investigation roll.
A 12.
It takes you quite a bit. Probably the majority of your shift, you're trying to find that bottle, but you eventually do find it, and do tend to the wound. Much obliged.
Well, it'd be a shame if you couldn't fight.
Oh, I had much worse wounds than this, but again, I appreciate the sentiment.
No. We should listen.
Listen to what? It isn't. The only thing I hear is that blasted woman up there, but
That's the issue. So towards the end of the shift, I'll go up to the trapdoor and try and listen to see if I can get a better sense of where that voice is coming from.
I won't even have to. Oh, well. Jesus!
Another nat 20 for a 24.
That's 100% unfair.
I'm sorry, Mike.
So, not only do you hear that woman up there repeating that phrase, it's almost like it's droning, but you don't hear as many footsteps above you. It's definitely a reduced number. From your crit, you say that there's probably about 2, the one being included in that 2.
Well, there's still something else up there. It's the woman that still worries me, though. No telling how close she is.
Oh, but then that's what trying out with. You would know she's like right on top of the cellar.
There we go. All right. Once everyone wakes up, I'll tell them what I know.
Right. And as you do look around, you do see Amara is up as well. You don't know how long she's been up, but she's up and at 'em.
I would ask her, however, she's not on call.
Amara?
I don't see her.
Rachel? Uh-oh.
He left at some point.
You ever say that?